So here we are back on Pompey Chimes for another couple of days hopefully, so a few more jobs to get done. So I've actually managed to get hold of a bit of replacement glass, so that's probably one of the first jobs to do because it's chilly up here. It's currently 5 degrees outside. Also going to have a go at taping up this window. Now looked into this, someone suggested some sealant which I've bought, but it's got to be above 10 degrees in order to use that. So I've got some temporary tape to try and stop this window from leaking. Also going to have a look at, hopefully, well, if I can muster up the enthusiasm to replace this last bit of flooring here. So this carpet that's down, that needs to come up and put some of the flooring down. Need to finish off a bit of this flooring, so just go around with a silicone sealant around the outside. And I've also got some new switches and bits and pieces just to chuck on as well. So that's probably going to be about the size of it for this weekend. I did come up last weekend when it was freezing cold, just to make sure that the boat was okay, and them little tube heaters, so these little tube heaters here, seemed to be working. It was about -5, -6 overnight. And when I came up in the morning, it was about 3 degrees on board and no burst pipes or anything, so that was really good. So let's see how we get on. So it's not pretty, but hopefully it's going to do the job, just to keep the rain out just until I can get a better job on it. In the last video, in the comments, I think it was Narrowboat Long Pod, I think that's who it was, Narrowboat Long Pod, suggested some of this, which is Captain Tolly's, which I bought, as you can see. But on the back here it says do not use under 10 degrees. So it's currently 5 degrees, so just put some tape on. It's just this stuff, this clear. This one is Duck brand. It's supposed to be waterproof, water resistant, but it's not for long. It's just literally to hold it off until I can turn the boat round and get onto the pontoon on that side. Either take the window out and seal it up again, or try some of this Captain Tolly's. Whilst I was here, I also swept the flue for the chimney, so I took that off and then got a little brush to put down there and swept that as well. Now to get on with replacing this glass. Our stove is an Aarow Fires stove. It's a Becton 5. I managed to find that out because the previous owners kept a file of everything about this boat, which has been an absolute godsend. So I've got the glass. This is it here. This is the replacement glass, and it's the right size. I've just sized it up. Now I did have to look up how to do this because it's not obvious how these clips come out. So there's 4 clips, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's the cracked piece here. Now what we need to do, apparently, again, I've never done this before, is pull this. This is like a light alloy cover piece, which apparently just sits over the front here, and apparently you've got to drop this top bit down, straighten it out a bit so that it comes out like so. Now I'd never have known this unless somebody else had kindly done this video on YouTube, and out it pops. So there's like a recess around here that sits into these lugs, 2 down the bottom, 2 at the top. And what the guy said was just bend this top bit down so it comes out of these 2 here, and away you go. Now apparently the way it's, these, they're not screwed in at all, so we just literally get hold of a smaller screwdriver here, literally just get hold of the clip and move it inwards. Now I'm very cautious that I want to be able to get this back in, so just literally get a screwdriver in and ping them out, and the glass is already starting to fall out. It's great. Again, just getting in behind that clip. And one thing I do like to try and do is remember how it all goes back together again. And the glass comes out from behind. Now, when I bought this kit, this glass rather, you could either buy it as a just a piece of glass, or with the door seal and these clips. Now these clips only go in one way, I think, so that's the broken bit of glass. So that's the clip itself there. Now, true to form, now I was going to, so I don't know where you can see this, but it's thicker on this bit here, and that goes to the front. And then this little bit here, that's what actually sits in the glass by the looks of it. So I need to put them to one side. So what I think you do is, when you put it back together, is the glass goes in like that, and it just pulls back on itself. We'll see. Now, when I bought the glass, you could buy the glass on its own. And I thought, no, there's no way that I'll have the luck that the door seal will be intact in one place, in one piece. And true to form, you can see it, it's all in bits, look, it's all coming apart. So with this kit, you get this small rope kit, which has got, looks like it's you just run it round and stick it down. Like when I did the seal for the door, but I don't think you have to wait and use any sealant. So this is a right old mess. Wow. Get all this out of here, look. Jeez. So just going to run around with the screwdriver and try and clean all this out so that I can stick a new bit of rope seal in there. Now on this one, I'm not overly worried about the rope seal sticking down. So when I did this one around the outside here, the only thing that's holding it in place is the sealant that you use to stick it down. Whereas this one, when this is sat in here, the glass and the clips and everything should hold it all in place. So I'm not massively worried about the cleanliness of getting this to stick down, because it should just hold it all itself all in place. But we'll see how we get on. I might just give it a bit more of a clean and then get back to sticking this down, I think. So it's had a bit of a clean, giving it a good rub round, giving it a bit of a wipe down with some cleaner, and then let it dry out. So now I'm going to put this rope around, hopefully, and hoping it's the right length and everything, but we'll see. So I'm just going to pull off that. I think I'm going to start at the bottom like I did with the door seal, and then just go around and stick it down. There we go. So that seals, so that's the perfect length around. Now hopefully I can get that to stay in while I put the glass and then the clips on. Now then, can't remember how he did this now. I think the guy in the video, he must have had the clips on the glass. Clips must be on the glass first, I think. Then go one way. So, and then what I think I'll do is do the one end first. No, I've got to go. Get a bit of fluff off of that. That's it. Now what I think, well, I finally did it. It was really quite tricky. I think the rope needs to compress a bit because it's incredibly tight in there. I didn't want to crack the glass. I don't want to put too much pressure on just one spot and crack the glass, but it's all in. And I'm quite happy with that, actually. That's a good seal around the outside. I can clearly see that no smoke or anything's going to come out of there, I don't think. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. That looks pretty good, actually. So onto this side and putting this back. So this just going to sit in the bottom, I think. It just sits into the groove. There's a couple of lugs that just sit into the groove. And then this top one here, it just bends up. You just create that bend back into there so that it's sitting up into it and then it can't fall out. And there we go, happy days. That's the door's back on. The glass is holding up nice, as it should do. No noticeable leaks or any air being drawn in or smoke coming out, so it all seals up quite well. Yeah, really happy with that. The glass is fixed. So I've mustered up the enthusiasm to have a look at trying to get this carpet up. It's the last bit, so I should really, it's not much there, and I know what it's going to be like. It's going to be like the rest of it. It's going to be a pain to get up. So yeah, that's the next job. So as you could see, it fought a little bit, but not too much. At the back end there, it came up quite cleanly, quite easily, and didn't leave too much glue and backing behind. But down here you can see I've still got this issue where it's leaving a lot of the backing behind. Where this plate was that holds up the post, really stuck down there. Now, it is Sunday, so on this marina, we're not allowed to use power tools on a Sunday. Which is a fair enough rule. One day of peace and quiet where people aren't smashing, hammering and bangering. I did push it a little bit by trying to use a chisel to get up the carpet, but I'm going to have to go along and scrape all this off now. I can't use my belt sander like I did before. So I'm going to have to scrape this back using this scraper here. Let's see how we get on. The last bit of carpet is up, all scraped back, smoothed down so it's nice and flat. And I've got the, you can probably see it's quite shiny, I've got the PVA sealer on there as well. Nice thick coat of that to seal that up. Now obviously I can't lay the floor today because I need to let that sealer go off. So that's going to be for next time I come up here. Might be next weekend, might be the weekend after, I'm not sure yet. We'll see how we get on. But yeah, just the last little bit of floor to lay, and happy days. Well, that's it for another weekend up here on Pompey Chimes. So fairly productive weekend. Got a few bits done. Got some bits I wanted to get done that didn't get done. I am thinking about this kitchen, so that's going to be the next major project coming up. Doing something with this worktop and the little splashbacks. Still undecided what to do with this hob and this cooker. Thinking of replacing them. Not sure yet. I did have a little issue this weekend where I had this water filter that's underneath here that feeds this tap. Started leaking, so I've managed to secure it, and I put a little tray under it just in case. But I mean, I turn all the water off and all the pumps off and everything, and then the isolation valve as well, that gets turned off just in case. So but yeah, that was a little bit annoying. So yeah, so that's the next thing I'm going to start thinking about in a few weeks time. I've got this bit to do, so as we've seen before, just got to lay the flooring for this bit here. I have been really busy and emptied out everything inside this. So underneath here, there's storage that goes right down to the floor. So it's quite a large area. And it's all the stuff that was in there from the previous owners. So I've managed to get all that out. That's all in the car. My car is absolutely full up. Down this end, obviously the stove worked well. No real noticeable difference in performance, but I'm sure it must be better than what it was. Still got a few little pots down there, just in case my bit of tape around the window doesn't quite work. We'll see how that pans out. Still got the little tube heaters plugged in and on the thermostat, just in case it does get cold in here. And I'll probably be back in a week or two's time to finish off that bit of flooring, and then make a start looking at this kitchen and getting ready for that bit there. Quite a bit of work I want to do there. I want to paint the cupboards and a bit of work to the worktop, and The worktop, I'm thinking of actually using an epoxy resin to cover the top of it, but we'll see how well that goes. Signing it for now.